Sarephine walked purposefully towards the bridge leading south of Sunstrider Isle. She had been tasked by Lanthan Perilon to assist the outrunners. After dealing with the situation at Falconwing Academy, there was no time for rest. Lanthan believed her skills would be invaluable in helping the outrunners, who were responsible for shuttling goods between Sunstrider Isle and the mainland. Magistrix Arona wants Sarephine to eventually head to Silvermoon City to aid in the reclamation efforts, Lanthan had said. But first, she must assist the outrunners. They need someone resourceful, and Sarephine has already proven herself. With her thoughts focused on the task at hand, Sarephine made her way towards outrunner Ilarion, ready to continue her journey and prove her dedication. Silvermoon City might be distant, but each step she took brought her closer to fulfilling her true purpose, a purpose just beginning to unfold.
Well, hello there, mage. I heard that a resourceful young blood elf formerly in the service of Magistrix Arona might be making their way down here to help us outrunners out. We certainly welcome the help, especially from someone who's proven to be so competent. I hope you're interested in running an errand or two for us.
Thank you, Ilarion. I've come here ready to assist however I can. What errands do you need me to run?
It's hard work being an outrunner between Sunstrider Isle and Falconwing Square. Tight deadlines, long hours, and worst of all, the Wretched. The road south goes through the ruins of Silvermoon. The place is crawling with Wretched ready to kill you for a few mana crystals. Unfortunately, I think that's what happened to the last outrunner we sent with one of Arona's packages.
That's terrible. Is there anything I can do to help?
I see you're eager to prove yourself. Venture into Dawning Lane and see if you can find any traces of our outrunner. It won't be easy, but I believe you can handle it. If you find anything, return to me right away.
Without hesitation, Sarephine set off towards Dawning Lane. Her steps were swift, her determination unwavering. The ruins of Silvermoon loomed ahead, and she knew the dangers that awaited her. The Wretched were known to be ruthless, but Sarephine was ready to face whatever lay in her path. Her eyes scanned the surroundings, searching for any sign of the missing outrunner, her thoughts focused solely on completing her mission. As Sarephine ventured deeper into Dawning Lane, her eyes caught sight of a motionless figure on the ground. She approached cautiously, and her fears were confirmed. It was the missing outrunner. The scene was grim. The outrunner's belongings had all been stolen, save for one package. It seemed to match Ilarion's description of Arona's package. Sarephine knelt beside the fallen outrunner, her heart heavy, but she knew what she had to do. She picked up the package, vowing to return it to Ilarion.
Ilarion, I've returned. I found the outrunner, but they didn't make it. This is the only thing that was left.
By the sun, well, that's the third outrunner we've lost this month. I appreciate your courage in venturing into Dawning Lane. The guards need to keep a closer eye on these blasted Wretched. It's getting out of control.
I can help further if needed, Ilarion. Whatever it takes to make sure these Wretched don't keep causing such losses.
The death of another outrunner is a true tragedy, but it's a risk we all accept when we take the job. Magistrix Arona at the Sunspire needs to get this package to the inn at Falconwing Square, and she needs it there as soon as possible. We're short-handed and I don't have anyone else available that can cover for us. I'm not going to lie to you. The path to Falconwing Square can be extremely dangerous if you leave the safety of Dawning Lane. Do you feel up to the task, Sarephine?
I understand the risks, Ilarion. I will make sure the package reaches Falconwing Square safely. You can count on me.
With the package secured, Sarephine turned towards the road that led to Falconwing Square. Her heart was set on completing the mission despite the dangers that awaited her. The path would be treacherous, but Sarephine knew that she had a duty to fulfill, and nothing would stand in her way. Sarephine finally reached Falconwing Square, her eyes scanning the bustling settlement. The inn stood at the far end, and Sarephine made her way towards it. The journey had been perilous, but she had made it safely. She approached Elanio, ready to complete her delivery and fulfill her promise to Alarion.
Welcome to my inn, mage. Am I to understand that you have something for me? Thank you, I do appreciate the prompt delivery.
I'm glad I could be of service.
Sarephine stepped out of the inn, the bustle of Falconwing Square greeting her once more. As she walked forward, her eyes caught sight of the guards questioning a Wretched. Not far from them, a wanted poster was pinned to a notice board. Curiosity sparked within her, and she made her way towards the poster, wondering what it could reveal. The poster read, "The city of Silvermoon hereby issues a reward for the head of Thaelis the Hungerer, notorious Wretched ringleader. He is wanted for repeated crimes against the general populace of Silvermoon City, including the murder of 2 city guards." Saraphine's eyes narrowed slightly as she read the words. A Wretched ringleader causing so much chaos. It was no wonder the guards were questioning any Wretched they could find. Her curiosity turned to determination as she read the final line, "Report to Sergeant Conran to collect the reward." Sarephine knew that this was something she had to look into further. Right beside the notice board, Sarephine noticed a captain standing nearby. His eyes were surveying the crowd, as if searching for help. Saraphine's curiosity only grew stronger. She decided to approach him, wondering if this captain held more information about the Wretched or the wanted poster.
A group of Wretched recently raided a supply of unstable mana crystals from one of our arcane sanctums. If not handled properly, the crystals could explode with enough force to blow a hole into the city walls.
That sounds dangerous. What do you need me to do, Captain?
Bring me back any remaining stolen crystals you find. They might still be inside their original crates. These Wretched need to be taught a lesson, and we need those crystals secured. Do this, and you'll be helping keep this city safe.
Sarephine nodded at the captain's words, her determination evident. She turned to leave for her quest, but as she did, she noticed Magister Jaranis standing in the middle of the square. He looked a bit puzzled, his gaze wandering as if lost in thought.
The arcane patrollers crafted by our forefathers to protect the city have fallen into a dangerous state of disrepair. They fail to recognize us as their masters and will attack us on sight.
Is there anything I can do to help, Magister? I can't believe they've become this dangerous.
Even though they were created many years ago, the arcane cores that power them are still quite useful and valuable to us. I need you to gather these cores and bring them to me so I can put them to good use again.
Sarephine set out to locate the unstable mana crystals, her steps swift and determined. The ruins were crawling with Wretched, their eyes glinting with desperation as they scoured for mana crystals to steal from unwary travelers. Sarephine soon found herself surrounded by several of the Wretched creatures. They lunged at her, driven by hunger and madness. Sarephine responded with fierce determination, channeling her frost magic with precision, taking down each one with powerful blasts. Her movements were fluid, her spells crackling with energy as she subdued her enemies, ensuring the safety of the surrounding area. As Sarephine navigated the shattered remains of the ancient elven city, her eyes caught sight of the arcane patrollers. These once loyal constructs were now corrupted, their glowing eyes brimming with hostility. They no longer recognized her as an ally, but rather as an intruder. Without hesitation, Sarephine engaged the patrollers, her heart heavy with the realization of what they had become. One by one, she overpowered them, her spells searing through their malfunctioning frames. With each victory, she carefully extracted the arcane cores, handling the delicate components with reverence, knowing their value to her people. Eventually, Sarephine reached a grand, ruined elven structure, its beauty marred by decay. There, amidst the shadows, she saw Thaelis the Hungerer, a twisted remnant of the proud elf he once was. His figure was gaunt, very similar to an undead, his eyes hollow, consumed by the hunger for magic. Sarephine felt a deep sorrow at the sight, the tragedy of his fall weighing heavily on her heart. But her contemplation was abruptly cut short as Thales spotted her. With a snarl, he charged, his corrupted magic swirling around him. Caught off guard, Sarephine took the brunt of his initial blow, pain flaring through her side. Gritting her teeth, she summoned her strength, her magic surging as she countered his attacks. The battle was intense, the air crackling with energy, but Saraphine's skill and determination prevailed, and she ultimately defeated Thales. After her victory, Sarephine knelt briefly beside Thales' lifeless form, her heart heavy with respect and regret. She honored the memory of who he had once been, a proud defender of their people. Rising to her feet, Sarephine gathered the stolen mana crates, her hands moving with a sense of purpose. She also collected the arcane cores from the fallen patrollers, ensuring that their power would be put to better use. With her tasks complete, Sarephine began her journey back to Falconwing Square, the weight of her experiences etched into her mind, yet her resolve stronger than ever. Upon reaching Falconwing Square, Sarephine went to Magister Jaranus with the arcane cores. Jaranus looked up, surprised and relieved.
You've done well, Sarephine. With our arcane sanctums not operating at full capacity, these power cores will go a long way in supplementing our needs.
I'm glad I could help, Magister. It was challenging, but I'm pleased the cores will be of use.
Here, take this as a token of our appreciation. You have proven your resourcefulness, and I am confident we can rely on you for future tasks.
Sarephine was delighted to receive the robe. It was a symbol of her accomplishments, and she felt a sense of pride knowing her efforts were recognized. She nodded gratefully to Jaranus. Sarephine then found a quiet corner and put on the new robe. The fabric shimmered faintly in the light, a reminder of her hard-earned success. It fit her perfectly, and as she adjusted the robe, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. After putting on the robe, Sarephine made her way to Aeldon Sunbrand to deliver the unstable mana crates.
Excellent work, Sarephine. Your efforts have made a difference, and we are grateful.
Thank you, Aeldon. I'm glad I could be of help. The Wretched won't be troubling anyone with these crystals anymore.
Indeed. You've done us a great service, and the people here will feel safer thanks to your actions.
With her task completed, Sarephine made her way to Sergeant Canron to report on the wanted poster.
You have something to show me?
Yes, I have dealt with Thalis the Hungerer. He will no longer threaten our people.
That scoundrel Thales finally met his fate. Good job, Sarephine. Things should be quiet with the Wretched for a while.
With her recent successes fresh in her mind, Sarephine couldn't help but notice Aeldon Sunbrand's troubled expression as he spoke of Darnassian sabotage. The West Sanctum's malfunction seemed suspicious, and though the Night Elf sightings were often mere rumors, Sarephine knew she had to investigate further. She turned her gaze towards the southwest where her next challenge awaited.